So I'm still sounding a bit weird, but I think my headspace is in the game now. So anyway, new game. Ooh, that's not a nice house position, but still, let's have a look at what we've got. In the blue, playing as a Chinese, we have Feudal. Over in the pink, purple, whatever you want to call it, will be his ally, Red Hot, and they will be going up against Leandro. I like Leandro. But he will be playing in the red as the Teutons. Just say who you're going to be playing as. You're playing as the Celts, by the way, in case he didn't notice what civ he was playing as. And over in the green, as the Koreans, we have GhostSwords. So, should be up for a fairly interesting game. I believe these two do know each other. I think they're both from Argentina, so that kind of tells me that they are on par team game-wise, just like we have both the Slipknot guys over here. So, naturally as well, I'm not going to be able to read this. Anyone who can translate can feel free. Slipknot going, VH going for Loon before luring the boring, because you can never be too careful in a team game. Lag can be absolutely massive. Not a bad lure there. Over here, I haven't seen the lure come in yet. Looks like that's him there. Going for Loom as well, because you may as well. Here's this one coming in. No Loom. Leandro. Going to be safe though, and over here. Ball looks like he's just coming in there, so that was actually pretty good. We could kind of just go around and catch everyone doing the ball lure. Anyway, Feudal's map, let's have a quick look. Not looking too bad, not too nice though in a way as well. The woods aren't in exactly a nice position here. Saying that though, he will be able to wall this side off here and here if he wants to. This area here in the front's kind of going to be a little bit annoying. And this hill here could prove really annoying on these golds, because of course if you can hold the hill you have that massive advantage. Saying that as well, Feudal is really not in a good position as far as hills go. He's going to be fighting uphill pretty much if he gets attacked nice and early, so it could be a bit annoying. His ally having his gold on the front and the other two in the back. Not in a nice location though, pretty far away from the town center. Wood isn't too bad, but saying that, it's not exactly the nicest one in the world. Not going to be able to get a good position on that one. This one back here potentially could as well, but if we look at the distance from the town center, too susceptible to being rushed. Berries in the back as well, and stone over here, but I don't think stone's too important. Should probably mention the stone for Feudal, because he's not playing as Huns, he's playing as Chinese, and Chukanus can be quite amazing. Stone here on the side, as well as one back over here on the hill. I think if he does go for one, it'll probably be this one here, just due to the fact it's a lot closer, and if he wants to, he can probably wall around it to stop any kind of harass. Right now, it looks like we have Leandro moving out across the map. Looks like he's going to forward. Does have his gold on the back, as well as his wood in the back there. So he is actually quite safe. And saying that, it looks like he's going to be towering quite a bit here. Could even go for... Playing as Teutons, he's probably not going to see an early castle drop. But tower rushing is definitely an option as them, because I believe they do get murder holes free. So that will be a good option for him. A few idols there. But his map's not too bad overall. Can have a bit of trouble walling it. And these hills are going to be pretty annoying as well. But... saying that, his wood's actually ages away as well, so I would say his map's actually pretty terrible, all in all. Let's come check down GhostSwords before we finish saying anything. Going on to gold now, and who's he playing as? Koreans. No idea what he wants to do. Tower rushing is an option, hasn't taken stone yet. He hasn't particularly gone for anything big, so I'm going to assume he's just going to go for archers, so... See how that goes, only on the one farm as well, so I wouldn't be expecting scouts. And let's go check on how that tower rush is going to go. Wood in the back here as well, splitting his lumber, and gold in the back. So quite nice for him. Koreans as well, really, I don't know, late game, they're definitely a slow civ, but late game they can start doing a lot of damage. You've just got to get there. Stone on the front, and main gold being back here, and other ones on the front. Deer as well, so not too bad, but he's going to have to hold out against Feudal to see what he can really do. Saying that though, the towers are coming up. Feudal is trying to get in there using that scout and walling that in nice and quickly. Pretty good idea for that. Going to get rid of all the surface area on it and being able to garrison more villages as well. Exactly amazing from Teutons. So they're going to be able to do a pretty good job here at really pushing in, depending on where these towers get placed. Looks like there's going to be one coming up here, walling this villager in. Generally a pretty smart plan for anyone who doesn't know. Stealing not Feudal's, but Red Hot's gold there, because why not, may as well. Watchtower coming up here, going to make it a bit of an issue to go up against farms, so could be a little bit annoying. Militia actually out for Red Hot, don't know exactly what he's doing there. However, that tower's not going to be up in time, so a bit delayed there. Has taken his own stone, because, well, you really have to once you get to this point in the game, when you're pretty much defending and attacking with towers, so... Going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. Feage going for the double archery, and I keep going to say Slipknot, but anyway, going for the double archery up against his opponent's double archery. Smith already on the way up for swords, and no Smith yet for Feage, and doesn't have the wood to actually have it up at the moment. Starting archer production now, which means he's taken gold, and he is on the front one here. Hopefully no harass comes in. Some towers on that right now could be absolutely annoying for him right now. Defensive tower coming up on the berries, because why not? Tower is going to be killed off over here. Villager gets killed off as well. So Red Hot defending quite well, but still taking a lot of pressure here from Leandro. Scout is in right now, and it looks like it will be picked off before that villager dies. 2 HP on that one there. Kind of lucky. And saying that, he has taken stone. And hack from swords. Over here, though, more towers coming up in defense. Losing his scout there, however, not having enough villagers to be able to win this one, actually. Saying that, a few of these are on quite low health, so he probably actually does have enough there. That TC damage has really done it. Going to depend on micro here. As we know, villagers are extremely hard to fight with, which is pretty much the reason Spanish ones are so difficult to handle. But interesting to see where this one goes. Archers moving out right now from GhostSwords, so just really waiting on Red Hot to try and tear down these towers. This is pretty much what it's at, because I don't think there's going to be too much going up at this stage. Going to be able to grab a militia, maybe a spear, no. But either way, kind of getting rid of this area here for farming, holding this gold down. But the gold over here is definitely a good option. Unless there's a tower or something that comes up here, but I think he's going to be... Does he know he's building that mining camp there? That's an interesting one. I don't know what happened there. Oh, and delete. Looks like he just figured out what it was. Moving in on this side here, looks like we did miss a small battle. Skirmishes for Feage going to be great in this situation. However, I think his opponent would have had the +1 ages before him. Saying that though, Feage does have a Smith up now. Actually going on to Deer, which is kind of interesting, but on this side here, it looks like, yeah, Red Hot's starting to get back in the game here. He's defended most of the back of his base. He has a lot of room to expand out into the back too. Plus, he does have quite a bit of stone there. Let's actually check how much he's got. Yeah, he has about enough to put up another tower in a few minutes, so well, in a few seconds he'll be able to put up another tower. So if he needs to start defending, he really can. Saying that, outpost coming up as well. Probably a good call at this stage to detect any towers coming up nice and quickly. But Leandro over here taking the gold because he can, which I think is fair enough. Looks like we've got Feage going for some scouts. Is that his original one still there? It looks like it is, so he hasn't gone for any. But right now, he's really pushed swords back well, and he's in a pretty commanding position right now, so he should be pretty happy. And I think he's just going to kind of keep building units and eventually hit that point where he can just go up to the next age and hopefully be able to beat his opponent to it. Saying that, goes swords. Ooh, starting to get a high food count there, so we could see a early up from him. Probably around the, what, like 19-20 minute mark, but depends how he decides to play it. Leandro looking like he's going to be in the same boat here. However, saying that, he is really low on resources. Going to need to send a lot of villagers to take wood right now, which is going to be a bit of an issue, because with an unbalanced economy, you're generally not in such a good position. Archery range finally coming up for Red Hot here, finally able to get some units going. And hopefully push into Leandro and do some damage there. Saying that, I don't think there's anything really too much going on at the moment. Some defensive towers coming up for Leandro. The wall off has gone down for GhostSwords. Same for Feage here. Has walled in. Just checking everything nice and quickly, but nothing too major going on right now. So we're kind of hitting that. We've kind of hit the feudal aggression stage. And we're going to come down for a bit until everyone really hits the castle age. Saying that though, Feage is moving into Leandro's base right now, and I think he knows how undefended it is. And this is going to be a bit of an issue to try and handle here. Skirmishes, as we know, have amazing pierce armor. I got 4 on them already with the +1. So he's going to be able to really just walk under these towers, and they're not going to all be able to garrison in there. Looks like he's going to back out, though. Barracks is finally coming up for Leandro, though, and double archery is going. Smith is down, so he might even be seeing +1 already. Oh, we might have seen it. No +1 yet. Looks like we're waiting on that one. Outpost, though, definitely a good choice. A unit, well, a building that's not used anywhere enough, in my opinion. But it looks like, yeah, Red Hot's definitely stabilized right now. GhostSwords is moving in to try and defend and help out his partner here, but still not looking quite so good right now. Feudal definitely in the position right now to be able to take the game. Saying that, he is going to be up to castle age in a second, and there you go, up to castle age. GhostSwords, up to castle age as well, right on the same time. Red Hot nowhere near because of the Tower Rush, and Leandro pretty close actually. I'm impressed with how close he is to going up, and gonna be able to click it right now. Whether or not he decides to go for knights or not will be an interesting choice, because of course I think Teuton's Miss Bracer, it's definitely one of those important ones because they don't get full upgrade skirmishes, which is really important. And I think they miss Arbalest as well, so not the best thing from them to be able to get them, but you know, we'll see how it goes, see what he decides to do. But Knights does look like a viable option with this economy right now, as long as all this gold stays good. But he's got quite a few towers around there, so he's pretty well defended. Feudal moving in with a lot more units right now though. Have you taken stone, or it looks like you're just going to continue along the crossbow path? Could potentially get a castle age up a bit into castle when he wants to, but going to be interesting either way. Definitely over here, going to be able to get up a castle if he wants to, drop one on his opponent here, and that could be incredibly annoying. Stable coming up, so it looks like knights will be the option. It's depending on whether he wants to drop like a castle here to try and clear out these towers, or if he wants to drop it on his opponent. Dropping it on his opponent could be extremely painful for him because he doesn't exactly have the best layout in the world, hasn't walled in or anything, but we're just going to have to wait and see, really. And he's going to have to get up to castle age before he can do any of that. Feudal hitting the next age, GhostSwords up as well. Going to be attacking Feudal right now, and stables for Feudal going to be going for some knights. Missed a spot there in the wall off. Hills can make it really annoying to do that. Town center coming up here. Is there one coming up on the water? Is he just going for the forward one? Yep, any more town centers here? Going for one, and no second. Has completely walled himself in though by the looks of things. Unless there's a small gap here somewhere that I can't notice exactly. But definitely an interesting choice to wall himself in like that. Crossbow has been done. Bloodlines has been done for Feudal. The +1 attack and armor as well. Could potentially try and kill off this town center here just to waste a few of Feudal's resources. Leandro hitting the castle age, no doubt going to see knights from him with that economy setup and just the fact he's gone double stable. But yes, knights from him going to be a bit more resistant to monks as well, which is absolutely beautiful. And getting that wall off in there, definitely a smart idea to get that one in, because he will try and sneak around the side. Gonna get 2 villages there, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to knock Feudal out of the spot right now. Definitely winning in the scores on average at the moment. Definitely 300 points in favor of Slipknot right now. And oh god, looks like we missed something here. We missed a lot of units dying. I think most of them are archers, judging by the bows on there. So it looks like someone definitely took a bit of a beating down over there. GhostSwords is moving into here, so he will be trying to get some harass over here, which is a good option, but I think these outposts will spot it before anything gets too close. Saying that, I don't know if he's done town. I think he's done town watch. Not 100% sure. Ooh, sneaking along the edge there. Might actually be able to get into this stone in the back here, saying that. That was really lucky that he went around this way. Is going to be able to get in here and potentially could kill off quite a few villages depending on how this one goes. Ooh, knights from Leandro will be taking out a lot of these skirmishes from Feudal. As we know, skirmishes nowhere near enough to handle knights. Pretty much just going to have to run out of there, and crossbows will be coming in a sec. GhostSwords pushing in through here. Nothing really Feudal can do about that. Up to a 3rd town center though, assuming this one over here went up, which it did. But he's going to be able to go in with knights and hopefully be able to deal with that. He's got the +2 armor there. Getting 1 villager down over here, and 2, 3, 4. We're going to get a 5th. No, very lucky that was pointed out. Anyway, more archers moving in over here. However, the defensive tower is going to be making it a little bit harder to harass. Has run out of stone up over here, so we'll be forced to go to one of these other stone mines if he wants to. Saying that, does he have enough for a castle? Or no castle from him. Just trying to keep in touch with everything going on at the moment. Looks like Feudal will be able to clean this one up here fairly easily. And does Red Hot have enough for a castle? He nearly has enough for a castle. Needs about another 140. Could go up to heaps of town centers if he wants to, but saying that is pretty damn low on wood, so it doesn't look like a good option. But going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. Crossbows and knights in the base right now. Going to make it really hard to defend. I think Feudal is going to have to get in there and try and help. And FH being that amazing team game player that he is, sending in some knights to help out nice and quickly. Ooh, in trouble over here. Red Hot really taking most of the beating this game, whereas FH he's pretty much been left alone, and because of that, he's been able to just skyrocket forward in the game right now. He's booming his economy, he's been able to get some units out, and it's starting to look really bad for the team here, because once one player really hits that power, there's not really a lot they can do, and I'm just checking for a market quickly, just to make sure he hasn't been slinging. I didn't think he had been, but you never know. Right now, though, this just is not easy for Red Hot. He's definitely taking the beating here and letting FH get out of it. So, interesting to see if he decides to go forward with the Siege Workshop or what. Market coming up here, so it looks like he's going to try and sling his allies some units. Probably get cartography as well. Really important upgrade to be getting in these kinds of levels, or in these kinds of games where it's just team games. It's a really important one, because you like to know what your opponent's up against and how they're doing it. Saying that as well, FH getting to the town centre now, and hopefully going to be able to stop any of this knight harass. Crossbows over here. I don't think it's that mass that we need to be able to take out these knights, but sure we'll find out pretty quickly here. And not actually able to get through there, so as we know, these units aren't always the smartest in the game. FH is moving into here with some knights, so we're running straight past the town centre, because why not? Gonna get a villager there actually, and potentially a second one. Killing off some knights as well. Doesn't really care about fighting under that town centre. And while it's starting to look really good for FH, he's got such a high score lead right now. The average is only just in front, but Red Hot's been taking everything here. It's just been tanking for the team. Some monastery going up for him, potentially some knights going to be converted here. Teuton's knights, so as we know, their knight rush is quite strong just because of the fact that, well, they're so much harder to convert. Well, not so much harder, but a bit harder. Anyway, 3 stable production from FH right now, so really getting into it. Definitely not a cheap one to be doing. But it looks like he's going to be able to start overpowering knights here. Any monks yet? No monks on the way. Ah, there we go. So he has got some on the way. He's got 3 in queue right now. Does have this gold over here, which is pretty much largely unharassed so far, which is kind of nice. FH again, trying to come in here and get some harass. Don't think he got too much. Looks like he killed a few units off there. I think he got 1, 2 villagers there, which isn't bad. And he picked off 2 over here. I think there's 1 here and 1 that died over here. So he's definitely getting in there and doing the damage. But right now, GhostSwords is really what they're going to need, because Red Hot's starting to catch up right now. And if he catches up on Leonardo, it's pretty much going to be a 2v1 game here, because Leonardo doesn't exactly have... He has a lot of knights out in play, but that's about all he's got. If enough monks are out and they are started to be converted, it's going to be big trouble. Saying that a hero conversion. Looks like he got one. That will be killed off. And the rest of this is slowly getting there. FH kind of trailing back with these knights here into his. Might see a full knight fight here, and potentially going to be able to try and get the hill advantage here. And I think that's the way he let those knights stop there, so he can attack downhill like this and force all those units to run away and get some pretty good hits on these guys. Taking out 1. Looks like he's going to get 2 for free here, which is quite a big deal. GhostSwords still trying to push in. Castle coming up for FH right now, so Chukunus could be the name of the game, but knowing those opponents going knights, could potentially just stick with knights, seeing on how it goes, but of course not having the full knight line, going to need to do a little bit of a transition once he hits imp, but still going to be interesting to see how they're all used. Some monks are out in play for GhostSwords right now. I think he's realized what FH is doing, and that's a lot of knights in play right now from FH. He's actually at a point where he could probably try and break the town center, getting the +2 attack on them now, so really looking good for him right now. Teuton's not having bloodlines, which is an interesting one there. So this is really hurting so far. Not making it easy at all. Going to be able to cut through these guys here, force the economy in, and potentially break that town center like I was talking about. It's lost 100 HP, but there's enough knights here to probably do it. Saying that as well, Red Hot is moving in with a bunch of crossbows. This is going to make it really, really tough for these knights to fight against. Saying that though, GhostSwords has gone Imperial right now, and Koreans as an Imperial civilization are extremely strong. As we know, most likely going to see Arbalest on the way, Bracer is there. Can't see Arbalest yet. he got a university, so he can go for chemistry. Can't even see if he's going for that yet. But I would expect to see arbalest and chemistry as soon as he has the resources for it. Saying that though, his ally is pretty much getting knocked out of the game here. So it is not looking good at all for them right now. Red Hot has re-established himself. He is back in scoring position right now. Does have 5 monks out to be able to defend against any of these monk attacks. And well, I think this town center might end up getting broken. Especially with the amount of knights VH has here, and these crossbows going to be able to help out. Looks like he's just going to stick with the harass though. Gonna get in here, do some damage. But it looks like GhostSwords will be pushing in right now up onto Feage. That extra mangonel damage, well, range can be absolutely amazing for damage here. So it's going to depend on how this push decides to happen. It looks like Feage is going for Chukunus now. Against those superior mangonel, it's going to be quite hard to deal with. Arbalest has been done. They have the +2 armor, they have the +3 range and attack. So, not really lacking a lot there. Just need chemistry, and he's going to be in a pretty good position, actually. Going to really depend on how this happens, but it looks like Feage and Red Hot, though, are going to be pushing in. And if... Ooh, saying that, all these arbalests over here actually getting killed off really badly, and it looks like these monks going to get killed off, too. That was actually a really bad engagement there for GhostSwords. Surprised he went for it. Probably going to lose this villager here. And I think Feage and Red Hot are going to be able to push in here. He might see GG quite soon, because Feage is about to hit Imperial Age. And this is starting to look pretty damn grim at the moment. Leonardo really can't do much. He's up on 3 town centers, but he's got nothing to support this whatsoever. Feage on 138 population, GhostSwords on 95, Red Hot on 106, and Leonardo on 44. So you can see exactly what I mean here. Feage as well, about to go Imperial, putting up another town center, so he will be up on 4. And there's GG from Leonardo, and GG back from GhostSwords. Looks like that is it. Not going to be able to handle this one. We're not going to be able to defend from this. Leonardo has been out of the game for quite a while. He did do quite a good job at the start with harass, but wasn't enough to knock Red Hot out, which is pretty much the intended thing there. So I hope you enjoyed that, and something a little different. We don't see a lot of team games at the moment, and especially considering it was random civs. It's nice to see one that's not set up so nicely. Anyway, I'll see you in the next